Alright, so what we're going to do here is a basic overview of how to sell websites on SEDO and Afternic. I've had a lot of people ask me questions about how to list your websites on SEDO and Afternic. It's a little deceiving. They don't really promote it. As you can see next to some of these domain names right here, the W means that I actually have a website project. So what we're going to do here, and once again, it's just free to list, and it's a great way to set up your websites that aren't ready to sell yet, but just to establish traffic. So we're looking at just an old website I have here, certifiedhackers.org. It's got 2,000 some members. I actually had to shut it down. I mean, I have so many websites I can't keep track of it. The spammers, that is. And if you let a forum go for even a month without looking at it, there'll be tons of spam. So we'll go to my SEDO, go to add domains, as you see here. So instead of doing the actual domains, you click right here on the project sale template. Okay, a lot of people just overlook it or can't find it on the site. So then we'll put our domain in. You're going to want to look for, we can do 3 categories here. And you can search, so we'll try to find something security wise. Let's see, okay, I got a direct hit here. And basically we want to just make sure we find the most relevant categories. If you can find it in different categories, top level categories, that's a good strategy too. Like if I listed some business and computers, people that are searching in the top level categories on SEDO can still find my project. So you don't want to limit yourself there. Let's see. Improvement. No, that's not going to do it. No forums. And once again, this on SEDO here, like I said, this is just to basically seed our website project. You can do this as soon as you create a website. If it's even a day old, an hour old, whatever. I mean, it's not really. It's got to have some traffic, or they will kick it off. But we'll get into that later, and we'll make sure we bring traffic to it. But basically, nobody's going to buy your website on SEDO until they see traffic stats. So we need at least 30 days of traffic. So that's why we're doing this ahead of time. So that way, we'll be able to drive traffic to it. In a few months, it'll be a lot more enticing to a buyer on SEDO. So on sites that you plan to sell, in the future, it's a good idea. We'll just put a basic, like a blocker price in there of $1,000. Nobody's going to pay $1,000 for this project right now. And if you want it to be more than $10,000, you have to actually get permission through SEDO and get an appraisal. So, like I said, there's a blocker price kind of. I will adjust the price, higher or lower as it goes on. So, just real basic description here. Be honest too. You don't need to lie to sell your project. It's going to kill your reputation, and you're going to have unhappy buyers. I'm telling them right there, the forum has been closed because of spammers. There were posts and everything else, and it was a little active community, but I just, when there's so many projects, I lost track of it. So we'll get some money for the users. They're not going to be very valuable users. They're not worth $1 a user like when MySpace was sold, or I think it's actually more than that. So after we figure that out, we put our copy and paste description in there. Click insert project, and you're not quite done. So now we have to actually add the code, which they're going to email to your email on file. And here's a copy of what they sent me. It's through SEDO Tracker. So they give you a tracker ID and password. And yes, I will change this password. So log into SEDO Tracker. And this process, it only takes a matter of seconds once you do it. I'm just kind of trying not to rush through it here so you get a better idea. So we'll log in on here. Grab the password. And if you're listing a lot of projects, you might want to use a default password, or at least keep track of your password somewhere, because as you can see, I have an option to save password with Chrome. But when you list a lot of projects, it's going to be a pain we have to go back in here, if you have to go back in here. So the site was set up with PHP BB forum. I guess I'll just run through this real quick. Not that this really is going to be relevant for your projects. Maybe it is. Maybe you are using PHP bulletin board, but if you are, you want to go to the template file overall footer. So you want to slap it in there on the bottom. This is a good idea to center it too. You see, I got my stat counter, Google AdSense. So we'll slap it in on the bottom. Alright, so template file update it. And we'll go back to the website. Refresh it. Today. Alright, let's see if we got it in there, right? And there it is on the bottom. So it'll just be like a little icon down here, and you'll have the project info, and you'll have a link to your statistics. The statistics will actually take you right to SEDO Tracker. And this will allow you, actually, if you don't have a stat counter or a visitor counter, to look at where your traffic's coming from, what keywords and all that good stuff. This right here is the offer page or description, and this is just basically shows that you can put your website in there too if you want it under the description, so you could have images and stuff like that. But that's it. That's that simple. So we'll do AFTERNIC real quick, and you go to My AFTERNIC and click on My Domains. Certified hacker. Pull up the domain. I'm not sure what's happening. Taking a little while. And once again, this is the seeded. Okay, we're not right now. I'm not trying to put it for sale. There's other ways once you do in AFTERNIC to sell it. So after we found our name, I clicked edit. I'd already added it as a domain name, so you can add these as domains ahead of time. But the only difference is at this very bottom here, you need to click the website content button, and make sure you pick your categories right. But on AFTERNIC, you can actually list the domains first, and then when they are websites, you can just click the edit button. And they actually have a minimum price of $250 for any domain name or website. So this isn't going to be the best place to sell like quick turnkey solutions and stuff like that. But if you have really established domain names, websites, they're decent. I've actually sold a lot more sites on SEDO than AFTERNIC, but I have some successful sales on AFTERNIC, and they're fairly high priced. And once again, once we're done with AFTERNIC and SEDO, I'm sorry, get distracted here. You don't need to do this. If you do this for your website, it's not going to work anymore because you changed the name server. So that's only if you want to actually park your domain names there, and their traffic or their domain parking is terrible. So let's see, what are we doing here? I actually recorded this video a little while ago, and I'm coming back in to edit here and add the audio. So let's try to remember what I did here. Alright, so I think we're selling another one here, food vendor. And this is another like template site. I literally just slapped this up at this time. with a couple categories and template. Let's see. Alright. Okay, so we're going to do this one a little more advanced. I went to SDBot and actually I got an appraisal here. $1,900. We could get that certified. You could actually put a copy of the certificate on the sale. It's not human certified, but they're pretty good. I like SDBot. They're one of the best names in the game. So vendor, they're both correct. So this is actually a 2-word keyword domain name with 2 legitimate words. So we'll go down here, we'll add a domain again, project, slap in the name, food vendor. And once these domain names our websites are actually established, in a couple months after we get the traffic and everything on there, that's when you want to start listing them on like Flippa and Buy Website or Website Broker, sites that are going to bring in your big time buyers. SEDO does have some, but some of the limitations with say SEDO or Afternic is buyers aren't going to pay huge premiums because your stats really aren't going to be easily verified on here usually. The SEDO tracker works, but people manipulate the stats. You could go to some auto surf sites and traffic exchanges and everything else. I don't even know why I'm telling you this. You shouldn't do it. And you can, they run them up. So it's something to be careful of when you're looking to buy websites, but also when you're selling and marketing them. Don't inflate the stats like that. You're going to have somebody sue you one of these days if you claim, your stats are all organic or whatever. And it turns out you went to an auto surf site for a couple hours a day and we're getting 300 hits, a day. The traffic is going to be worthless at auto surfs. Your manual surfs will work for some sites. If you have like a classified site or something that's free or marketing or something like that, you can generate some okay traffic that way. Converting them to actual buyers is another story. So still running through here. Let's see, English target group, food vendor. So we got, I don't know, food products or something. So wrote our description, and I'll show you real quick what to do here. See down here on the bottom, the link. We'll get to that in a second. I actually used like Snippet, which is a program that's built into at least Windows 7, and basically copied screenshots of the site and uploaded them to a server. So this way, on places like SEDO and Afternic, we can allow buyers to see statistics, see the back end of the site, do some more negotiating. Because on SEDO and Afternic, they limit that greatly. Your description is short, they don't allow HTML in it. You can't attach pictures. So, that's not what they are. The domain name, based around domain name sales, not website sales. So, in order to get around that, we got to do things like this. So, you see, I uploaded them to the server. This is real basic here. I got an appraisal. I copied the SDBot appraisal. Took some shots of the back end, just so people can see what it looks like. They don't want to just buy a website. You're gonna have a hard time selling sites that way if you're not doing this extra due diligence. And well, they're the ones that do due diligence, but you're not doing this extra work here. You're not gonna get the price you want. The more you put into it, the more you're gonna get out. That's really what it comes down to. So, that pretty much has it. I'm gonna cut this one off because we already saw the rest of it, but it's basically that simple. So, and once we have these established here, we'll market, we'll drive traffic to them. Nice organic traffic, do some link campaigns, maybe eventually sell links from them. But this is basically just was an overview for SEDO and AFTERNIC. And if we get some offers, that's great. You know, if not, you know, we'll wait and sell it on, you know, Flippa or another actual website aftermarket. So I'm just copying the code in here, but I'll let you go there. Hope that was useful, and best of luck.